games or anything that could come up that might detract from a positive experience with your horse. We try to address it and use some of our trainees here at our training facility to be our guinea pigs. So today our topic is minding your manners. So when horses come back, and because of our return policy that we're very proud of, a horse has a so-called lifetime membership. So if at any time the relationship between you and your horse is not working out, you're always welcome to send them back. Obviously, we hope you keep them. But one of the reasons that the horses get returned for most often is behavioral issues. And for us, it can be difficult when a horse in their transition to the new home is just not settling in the same. So sometimes the way that they are here is not the way that they are at their new home. And some of that is just, I think, in that we deal with 2, 3, 4-year-old baby horses every single day, and we get used to some of their quirks, and we have a very experienced barn staff who is used to dealing with that pretty much exclusively. So we know how to set limits, we know how to not let them be pushy. Basically, we don't let them take our number. So I think that's one of the things that is probably best addressed here, is how to not let them take your number, ideally. And a lot of that's just going to come with your own self-confidence, but you can kind of fake it till you make it and learn how to set those ground rules. So Saratogian here is going to be our guinea pig. He's 2017 stallion. He came still intact, and he's actually getting a chipper move and being gelded at the same time tomorrow. So for his last day of manhood, so to speak, we're going to work on his, or show you how we worked on his manners, because stallions aren't exactly known for good manners, especially when they're in a barn and a facility where there are other mares, or even with other geldings. They'll squeal, they'll charge gates. There are lots of things that stallions might do just because of the extra testosterone there that we obviously want to get a handle on. So Saratogian has already learned some manners, so he's not going to be the same kind of case as when he first came, because we've set down a little bit more ground rules and our hierarchy here. But let's bring him out to the ring. And first off, I'm going to teach you, because right now it's relevant, that if you control their feet, you're going to be controlling your position in the herd. So he wanted to push into me, so I've backed him up, and that's a really good first step in addressing how to assert yourself with very little contact, especially since you're not going to be able to overpower a horse generally, given the size difference between humans and horses. So you've got to learn how to assert yourself in different ways. So backing him up, and you see I'll sort of pulse on his chest, so pressure on and off. So I'm not letting him just lean into me. If I'm just pushing, you see I'm pushing as hard as I can, and he's not doing anything, nothing at all. But if I pulse, release, automatically I get a different response. So that I have talked about in other videos, just the concept of a horse that's bracing on you cannot release to you. So first and foremost, you can see the immediate effect there. I'm going to lean my whole weight into him. Not really doing what I want him to do, but pulse, release, release. Now I have him backing up. So if you watch horses even in turnout, the horse who is the boss is the one who is controlling the direction of the herd. So that's what I mean by, if you control the movement, if you control their feet, you're going to be controlling the herd or the dynamics for that relationship. So again, something as simple as that might not seem like it's going to make much of a difference, but if he's trying to walk into me and instead I push him off of me, and I say, actually buddy, you got to stay in your own space, then I've automatically established myself, even if just for that moment. Obviously repetition is going to be necessary too, but there you go, there's step one. So another thing that didn't come up, but something that we dealt with him, he was really excited about all the horses, and he would kind of try to throw himself at their gates, and it just could have escalated really quickly. So again, I don't really like to use a lot of contact. That's not the point ideally. So if you're trying to diffuse a situation and just sort of press the reset, get their attention. So he wants to do something different, so I'm going to back him up again. Is that, so to say he is getting very excited about one of the other horses, one, if it's a really dangerous situation, like go ahead and use your tools that you have. So I'll bump him on the chest. And you see, obviously I'm not hurting him. This is a cotton lead rope. There's not much to it. But you can get a little more impact that way. But even better than that, if it works, make a loud clap. So I go. And you see he's turned completely away from the area of conflict, which at this point was me. But so instead of trying to put yourself between a horse trying to go after another horse where you can easily get injured, just do a loud noise, use your voice if it comes to that. But I mean, sometimes I think for people who are lacking confidence and you're trying to establish yourself as the alpha, growl, whatever helps you to establish that. Say, hey, knock it off, and you clap, clap, and then you can just diffuse, hopefully, the sort of acute moment of it, and then you're going to try to reestablish yourself again by, again, moving your feet. Now, be careful when you're moving a horse off like that sometimes, especially the young ones, they'll get nippy. So you'll see I'll hold the lead rope, and you always have your palm or a hard surface where you could, if he tries to get nippy with me and I'm doing that, block his mouth so that he's not going to try to use that as another tool. Because if they really want to establish themselves, they're going to use all the tools that they can. So those are probably the most basic tools that you can use. Again, you can reinforce that even in a round pen if you're doing groundwork, things like the meetup or something where you're getting them to work with you, but also them understanding that you're the one who's going to be directing the movement. They can all be really helpful. So that's your short and sweet, how to establish some manners on the ground, just to set those ground rules, and hopefully those tools will be applicable and help you in other ways to just continue to establish yourself as the confident leader in this relationship. Even with a stallion here, he's clearly trying to be respectful. We have a lot of flies right now, so I don't blame him, but he's not trying to munch on me. He's not trying to push into me, really. He's really trying hard, even though he's got a lot of other things on his mind too. So there's your first step. There are some things to think about. Thank you so much for joining us today on our Trainer Tip Tuesday, and we hope you tune back in tomorrow for our virtual tour, which takes place at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So tune back in then and visit our website at horseadoption.com. Tune back in then and we'll see you there.